Hello, hello, hello. I'm Josetta Yvonne, your book bae, coming on with a quick book chat today. I hope this video finds you well. So recently I wrapped up the book Soul Ties by Miss Candice. I read it on my Kindle, and boy, was it a good time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Initially, I saw the book and the initial cover. I think Shaughnessy had recommended it when I first saw it. And it didn't really pull me in, but this time when it was reintroduced with a new cover and I read the synopsis, it pulled me in. So let me show you the new cover. Isn't it beautiful? I plan to actually purchase this hard copy and get it on my shelf. So this book has actually won a couple of awards. It says here it was the winner of the 2023 Best Urban Fiction Audio in Black Award, K. Renee's Gem Award for 2023 Breakout Book of the Year, and then 2024 Audio Book of the Year from AAMBC Literary Awards. So let me read the synopsis for you. It says, from the moment his eyes met hers, there was something. Time stood still. The world around them vanished, and electricity, instant electricity. Immediately, she owned him in an inexplicable way he couldn't quite understand. He couldn't escape her, not in his dreams, and soon not even in his reality. He was the man that made her soar. There was nothing in the world she wanted more than him. Absolutely nothing. His touch made her levitate. When she was with him, she was limitless. He felt like home. Sadly, he was home for someone else. Soul tie, an intense connection between two people that binds them together mentally, spiritually, and physically. So this book was a 10 out of 10 to me. Highly recommend. It is a romance. It is how else would you describe it? I mean, we know it's a fiction. They also described it as a forbidden love. And the main characters was Jihad and Layton, which is his wife, and then Sienna. And the way the story started out, you initially can think that or label someone as being the bad guy. But the way it unfolds, you really begin to have compassion for everyone involved because of the situation at hand. And I would say if you are triggered by cheating, betrayal, miscarriages, this may not be the book for you because those topics do come up quite a bit. But the way Miss Candice wrote the book is so well written that you can't help but fall in love with everybody. And the ending wasn't what I thought it was going to be. but it was a great surprise to me. And so in this book, Jihad and Leighton, they're married. And he happens to meet Sienna. But with Sienna, he experiences something when he meets her that he's never experienced before with his own wife. And the interesting thing is when they talk about the electricity in the synopsis, we've all, I hope we have all, but I know I have, and I can remember being young, and there are certain people that you are drawn to and you don't know why. They feel familiar, they feel safe, and when you're together, the whole wide world disappears. And she described it so well that I knew exactly when the author, Miss Candice, was writing it out. I knew exactly what she was saying. I knew exactly what she meant, because most of us have been there. We've been with someone that just captivated us and had a hold on us, and we couldn't figure out why this person, we keep being drawn to each other, or we keep running into each other. And some people may call it kismet. But yes, it is a great story, and it leaves you swooning. It makes you think about that song Fire and Desire by Tina Marie and Rick James. That song kind of popped up while I was reading this book, and I thought that was so wow, because that's a perfect expression of what they were feeling and dealing with and fighting against. And we all know with soul ties, it's not just physical, it's mental and it's spiritual. So you're connected in various ways. And, when anything's tied up, it's hard to break. A few things that came to my head as I was reading this. It was an emotional roller coaster. What a different time makes when meeting someone. Sometimes we meet people at the perfect time, at other times we don't. We are in relationships, or we're in a situation where we're healing, or we're just in a situation where we're so busy we just really don't have the time or the capacity to take on a relationship. Sometimes the best way to love someone is to let them go. Sometimes the hardest fight is to hold on to someone or something even when they bring out the worst in you. Sometimes we need a change of scenery. Many times we need to get reacquainted with ourselves. Don't settle just because society or family pressure, or you may end up with the wrong person due to these imaginary timelines that people set on us. Sometimes the people that you think are rooting for you and excited for you are actually more excited to see your downfall. Sometimes people's motives don't become clear to you until the very end, when everything's over. And I loved how there's a situation here when Leighton was looking for inspiration, that's Jihad's wife, and her friend said, create. And that one word helped motivate her, helped bring her out of a funk she was in. And because of that, it changed her life. What I would say is, if you want to be on an oxytocin high, if you enjoy butterflies in your stomach, pick up this book, because this author did a great job of encompassing all of the feels that you go through when you find this kind of love. And she didn't downplay anything, but she truly showed the magnitude of the relationships and also the things that happen when we take people for granted, when we just get accustomed to them being there and them bending and bending and bending until one day they can't bend anymore. So yes, pick up the book, Soul Ties by Miss Candice. It's a beautiful read. It is a lovely love story, and I would highly recommend it if you're looking for something to get into, to boost your mood, because it definitely did that. And when I say Jihad is that man, he's that man. Like, you would want someone like him in your corner, standing in the gap with that kind of heart. He's good-hearted, and he always seemed to want the best for everyone involved. And I think that was what was so sweet about Sienna as well. And even Leighton, I think they were all good people at their core. They really were. And I don't think that we always see that, you know, where people really do want the best for each other, and they really do not have any ill will or ill intention toward people when they're doing things. So yes, pick up that book if you're in the mood for a little romance. And so the other book I was reading, or I'm still currently reading, I started reading this one first, Fighting, Shirley Chisholm by James Haskins. So in honor of Women's History Month, I picked this book up. I had saw the movie with Regina. What's Regina's last name? It's not Regina Hall. Anyway, it's on Netflix, and it's about Shirley Chisholm, and Regina King played in the movie. But the movie left out a lot of great things. I had no idea of her ties with Barbados. I didn't know that her parents were from there and they migrated here. I was unaware that she had 3 other siblings, that she actually was here for a moment, that her parents sent her 2 siblings back to Barbados to be raised for some time so they could stack their money and, you know, get themselves together. So there were a lot of details in here that I was just not aware, and I didn't even realize had taken place, period. Because I don't recall them in the movie, which does not mean they were not in there, because a lot of times I multitask when I am doing different things. But yeah, I loved the love that her grandmother, Granny Seals, had for them and how she raised them. And even the tenacity that her dad instills in her in this book with, you can do anything, you can be anything, you are somebody. And she was right there, you know, during the time when MLK and Malcolm X, them were really campaigning and out front for civil rights. And so I think that even empowered her furthermore. She talks about, what was the other guy's name? This is a beautiful picture of her mom and them. Her dad is in the vest. That's her mom. I think these are her siblings. Or the one is the sibling. The woman is her sibling, Odessa, and then the guy's he's married into the family. She speaks about Harriet Tubman and how much, you know, that empowered her. Susan B. Anthony, how much her reading their stories really empowered her. And I'm trying to find the other guy's name because I remember he was like a mayor. Oh, Adam Clayton Power Jr. So she talked about how much she really respected him and how she followed him closely because of the race that he had and won that was nearby. And she talked about him wanting, you know, to empower them as well. Mary Bethune. It's just so many names that is being dropped in here. And a lot of history with, you know, her running as a woman and people telling her that she can't do it. And they're encouraging her to sit down and stay home and have some babies. But her husband was like one of her biggest cheerleaders. And I love that for her because she had some instances where, and I haven't got all the way through the book, but she, you know, lost some kids. She tried to have some and it wasn't successful with going full term with those babies. So she really focused on her career as a like daycare director. She really believed in empowering children. She's always been a leader since she was a kid. Her mom talks about her being a latchkey kid and how she was always bossing the kids around. She was a second mother to them. So I really love this book. If you guys want to pick up and learn more about Shirley Chisholm and her rise and who she looked up to and what inspired her. Her dad was super supportive. Unfortunately, he passed before he could see her win one of her first seats that she won locally. But he was like one of her biggest fans, and that's how she got started as well, because he was at home talking about the world and what was going on in it and, you know, the changes he wanted to see, and she wanted to be that change. She wanted to add to it. She didn't want to be just a standbyer and quiet and having, you know, at the house, like people encouraged her to do. Like, now you're married, now you can get out of our business. And I remember it was so funny. On one point, she talks about how people tried to shut her up by basically giving her positions. And so when that didn't work, they ended up like booting her, trying to boot her out, you know, get her off the board. But that didn't work either because she came back. So I just loved her resilience and her not giving a damn. And like, I'm here to stay. And I want what is best for me and my community as a woman and as a Black woman. And she did that. So yeah, I'm still going through it. So good. This is the writer here, James Haskins. He is a wonderful storyteller. I mean, like, he's a really good writer. It says here he's the author of more than 20 books for adults and young adults. His recent titles include Adam Clayton Power, Portrait of a Marching Black. I want to get that. A Piece of Power, 4 Black Mayors. I want to get that. A Most Reluctant Hero, Ralph Bunche, Babe Ruth, and Hank Aaron. The Home Run Kings, and Witchcraft. It says Mysticism and Magic in the Black World. Mr. Haskins is a member of the faculty of the Graduate School of Education at Manhattanville College and a professor in the Experimental College at Staten Island Community College. He lives in New York City. So bravo to Mr. Haskins, Professor Haskins. Great work. Loving the book, and I'm loving the writing. So if you want to pick up something else to read about a woman this month, then this may just be a great pick for you. So anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. I will see you again soon. And yeah, I'm not sure what book I'm gonna read next. I was thinking about this one, Give Him to Me by Dorothy Kumson. It says, I won't stop until I find him. Let me tell you about the quick synopsis real fast. If it has one on the back, let me see. Okay, yeah. It says, Robin Avril was 12 when she witnessed her controlling and abusive father murder her mother. Put into care while her well-connected father was given a new identity and witness protection. Robin has lived with the trauma of that day ever since. Now in her 20s, Robin has decided she wants a family reunion, so is killing people connected to her father's case, leaving on their bodies the note, Give him to me. Dr. Kez Lan is called onto the case, but can Kez get into Robin's mind before she kills again? Or is she about to become her latest victim? Anyway, that's it, guys. Have an amazing Thursday. Take care, and I will see you guys again soon. Happy reading. Wishing you guys nothing but inner peace, positivity, and empowerment. Take care. Bye.